Hi, everybody. It's Dana LaVoie, and I'm so happy to be with you here live today to answer
Hi, everybody. It's Dana.
to answer one of my most frequently asked questions of all time, which is how can I get more sleep during menopause? I'm Dana LaVoie. I'm an acupuncturist and herbalist who helps women relieve menopause symptoms naturally. And like I said, this is one of my most frequently asked questions, and I've been saving up all kinds of good information to share with you today. So welcome. I'm thrilled to have you here. Please go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. Hit the like button. And if you have ever had trouble sleeping during menopause, I want you to type yes in the comments. Okay, so 79% of women have trouble staying asleep during menopause, and 63% struggle with falling asleep during menopause. So like I said, that is 8 out of 10 women have trouble sleeping during menopause. This is a big problem. It often starts in your 30s or 40s, and it can continue all through perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, which is the entire rest of your life if you don't get it corrected. So let's talk about why. What are the facts? Why is it so much harder for women to fall asleep and stay asleep during menopause? Well, menopause is a time when your hormones are changing. And sure enough, the hormonal changes that happen during menopause are pretty much what makes it harder to sleep. Here's what happens. Estrogen and progesterone both promote sleep. They both help you to sleep. And during perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, your ovaries make less of both of those hormones. Now, the hormonal changes that are happening, decreasing progesterone, decreasing estrogen, also increase cortisol levels and increase anxiety and stress. So, increased anxiety and stress due to hormonal changes makes it harder to fall asleep. Decreasing progesterone and estrogen levels make it harder to sleep. And these hormonal changes are often also causing hot flashes, which when they happen at night will wake you up from sleep. So the facts are 8 out of 10 women have trouble sleeping during menopause because of hormonal changes. Estrogen and progesterone help you sleep. Now you've got less of them. You've got more cortisol, more stress and anxiety, and hot flashes are waking you up. Okay, so I think that everybody agrees this is a real problem. If you're watching and you have ever had trouble sleeping during menopause, please write yes in the comments. Let me know where you're joining me from, and feel free to pop your questions in there. What I'm really excited about now is to talk about the solution. What can you do to get more sleep during menopause, perimenopause, and postmenopause, because it does not have to stay this way. The solution I'm going to talk about is part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is using good sleep habits and supplements to boost sleep. So wherever you're at with your sleep, you can just add these in, and they will take whatever chance you have of sleeping that night and increase it to its maximum. The part 2 of the solution is to fix the underlying imbalance. So in Chinese medicine, this is an underlying energetic imbalance. You could say that we are going to change the underlying hormonal imbalance, which we talked about is what's causing these symptoms in the first place. So that's not just taking where you're at and helping you get better sleep. Oh, Holly, hi from Minneapolis. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. So part 2 of the solution, fixing the underlying imbalance, is great because it's not just taking your level of sleep and maximizing it, it's bringing you to a higher level of sleep. It's really changing your underlying sleep potential. So I'm excited about that. But we're going to start with part 1. So good sleep habits and supplements to boost sleep. Big for sleep is melatonin. You've probably heard of it. It is a naturally occurring substance in your body. Your body makes it when it gets dark out, and it helps you sleep. So here are ways you can increase melatonin in your body at bedtime and throughout the night, because this is one of the best ways to help you get sleep. So one way is to take melatonin. You can take melatonin as a supplement, and I find that it is one of the most effective all-natural sleep aids that doesn't have a lot of side effects and tends to be quite safe. A 0.5 milligram 2 hours before bed is a great place to start, though I know women who take 3 or 6 milligrams closer to bedtime, and that is common as well. There are melatonin supplements that use melatonin mixed with other natural substances, and these can be wonderful, so you can look around for one that you like. There's one called Kavinace Ultra PM, Kavinace, that is truly the closest thing I've ever found to a natural knockout pill, and it lasts 8 hours. So if you're really desperate, that's one to look for or ask me about. And there are also time release melatonin tablets, which for some women seem to work really well. So instead of just helping you for a couple of hours after you take it, they're going to release the melatonin over a longer period of time, which can be nice. All right, if you guys have questions as I'm going along, feel free to put them in the comments. Or if you have comments, or if you're like, I've tried melatonin, it did nothing for me, feel free to put it in the comments, and we'll address that. But if you haven't tried melatonin, it can be very helpful. One of my favorite natural sleep aids. There are other ways you can increase the natural melatonin in your body. One is avoid blue light for 2 hours before bed. So this means the blue light that comes from your computer screen, your phone screen, your iPad screen, you want to make sure that you're not looking at it, or that you're not looking at it when it's blue for 2 hours before bed. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can turn off your devices 2 hours before bed. On phones and iPads, you can get apps or use built-in settings that actually change the color of the light in the screen from blue to yellow. Or you can get special glasses that you can buy on Amazon for $16 that are kind of an orange-yellow color. And once you put those on, even if you're looking at a blue lit screen, the blue light is not getting through to your eyes. And for some women, this is incredibly helpful. It really encourages their body to make more melatonin, and it helps them sleep. So another thing that helps is your body actually makes melatonin in response to darkness. So making sure that your room is dark when you're sleeping. For some women, making sure it is truly dark with blackout curtains and no bright night lights or bedside clocks or anything. Try making your room really dark and see if that makes a difference. Or you could even wear a sleep mask to see if that makes a difference. So true darkness can help. Try to keep the room cool. This is part of good sleep habits, and it does help for most women to help them sleep. And having a regular bedtime helps as well. So if you can get into good sleep habits where you go to bed and try to go to sleep at pretty much the same time every night, and you wake up pretty much the same time every morning, it helps your body get into a routine, oh, it's this time, it's time to go to sleep. And Chinese medicine take on this is you want to be in bed by 10:30 and try to fall asleep by 11. That's going to be your best sleeping window, is 11 to 7. So different women have different day and nighttime patterns, but that would be the Chinese medicine take on it, is try to be asleep by 11. And going back to a dark room sometimes helps you to sleep. Sometimes even dimming the lights in your environment for 2 hours before you go to bed, not having all the bright overhead lights on, that can help too. So let's talk about, one more thing. Another little bedroom thing you can do if you're having a lot of sweating at night is try moisture wicking pajamas. Some women find that they really help, and you might just need those during menopause, but they can be helpful. Though, of course, I feel that if you work well with Chinese herbs, you can probably not have a lot of night sweats, which is even better. But like I said, that's in part 2. In the meantime, moisture wicking pajamas, which wick moisture and dry really fast, can help. So another thing you want to do besides increasing melatonin and having good sleep habits is lowering cortisol levels before bed. Because cortisol, it's like your stress hormone. When cortisol is floating around in your body is in a fight or flight type of a situation. If you can switch from that into rest and digest relaxation mode, you're definitely going to have a better chance of sleeping better. And there's some pretty great tricks that you can use that specifically signal your body, hey, go into relaxation. Some easy ones are essential oils. I love to use essential oils at bedtime. Some of my favorites are lavender and Roman chamomile. That combination is often recommended for kids' bedrooms, but personally, I just love it. Sometimes I'll add some vetiver to that, which is very grounding, and it tends to kind of help take some of the energy out of your head. Bergamot, lang-lang, some women use sandalwood or lemon. There are lots of different oils you can use that literally, when you breathe them in, help your brain and your whole system get out of stress mode and into relaxation mode. You can use a diffuser. You can apply the oils to the bottoms of your feet, or you can put a few drops right on your pillowcase, and then when you lie down, it's kind of wafting over your head. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, some women really like to use sandalwood for this as well. So find ones that you like and experiment with what works for you. Okay, so breathwork is another great, efficient way to lower your cortisol levels and reduce stress quickly before bed. You put a little time into learning a breathwork routine, and boom, you can just pull it out, do it for 5 minutes, and it has a significant effect on your cortisol levels. So a quick and easy way is to breathe in and count how long you breathe in for, and then hold your breath in for a couple of counts, and then breathe out. And when you breathe out for longer than you breathed in. This signals to your body that it's time to relax. So when you were breathing in, if you counted to 3, when you breathe out, count to 4 or 5 or 6. When you breathe in, if you counted to 4, when you breathe out, count to 5 or 6 or 7. So breathe in and count, hold for a couple of counts, and then breathe out for longer than you breathed in. And you want to make sure that you're breathing out through your mouth. And this is a kind of a quick and dirty trick to tell your body it's time to relax on a chemical level. And even 5 minutes of deep breathing is very effective. 12 minutes of deep breathing might totally change the way you feel. And of course, if you're breathing in some of those relaxation essential oils, you're getting like a double whammy of benefit in the same amount of time, which I always like to do. And another thing that you can do is acupressure. So I put together a little acupressure routine that I have a video on how to do it, and I posted the link to the video in the comments below this video. So you can jump on over there, watch the video where I teach you how to do the acupressure, and there's also a place where you can download a free guide so that you'll have that at home, and it can kind of walk you through the routine before bed until you learn it. It takes about 10 minutes, and it's absolutely wonderful for stimulating acupuncture points on your body that, again, signal to your body it's time to relax. People fall asleep all the time during acupuncture treatments, and so you're going to get some of that benefit by doing this acupressure before bed. And you don't have to do all of these things that I'm talking about, but find a few and try using them regularly, because if you make them a habit, then it becomes something that your body recognizes. You know, I have people say to me all the time that if they have to sit in the waiting room and wait for me to start their acupuncture treatment, they're sitting there for 10 minutes, you know, or maybe they got there early or came with a friend, and I come to get them and I say, oh, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. And they say, don't worry about it. I pretty much fell asleep. I feel like as soon as I sit down in your waiting room, my treatment starts and I totally relax. And that's because their body is trained. When they come to my office, they're going to go into a state of deep relaxation. And so if they've done that and had that experience enough times, just showing up in the office helps them to their body on a subconscious level goes, oh, it's time to relax. And you can create that kind of situation for yourself by taking a few of these bedtime routines and good sleep habits and doing them regularly till your body kind of gets like, oh, okay, right, it's time to do this. I get it. Okay, so that is part 1, giving you some basic good sleep habits and supplements. Oh, there's couple of other supplements I want to mention. If you do not have enough magnesium in your body, then that can keep you awake. I don't care what else is going on. That one thing alone can keep you awake every night. And for some women, taking about 600 to 1200 of magnesium glycinate or an angstrom-sized liquid magnesium before bed is like the magic pill for them, and it helps them to sleep really, really well. So, of course, check with your doctor before starting any new supplements, but magnesium tends to be safe, and if you haven't tried it for bed, for sleep, taking it before bed, definitely try, because it is the absolute magic solution for some women. And another one is vitamin D. If your vitamin D level is too low, that alone can keep you up every single night. It's very easy to get your vitamin D level checked, and a huge percentage of people, especially in the United States, have a vitamin D level that is too low. So when you get it checked and you get your level back, you want to be in the best part of the range, which is the upper normal range. So 50 to 60. I've even heard some people now are saying 70, but 50 to 60 is where you want your vitamin D level to be. And if it's lower than that, you want to probably take some vitamin D. Of course, check with your doctor before taking any supplements, but get your vitamin D level all the way up to 50 to 60. That alone could solve your sleep problems. And if your triglycerides are low, evening primrose oil is also something that can help for some women with sleep. So these are some of my favorite supplements for sleep, but melatonin and magnesium and vitamin D are the big ones for sure. Okay. So we started to get a little bit into fixing part 2 of the solution, which is fixing the underlying issue, because if your vitamin D level or your magnesium level are too low and you bring them up, then that is actually starting to solve some of your underlying imbalance. And I want to talk more about that. So, okay, this is some really good stuff. We want to The reason that the hormone changes of menopause are causing you to lose sleep is because your hormones are either out of balance with each other, like estrogen progesterone ratio can change, and that can really cause a lot of symptoms during menopause, or sometimes some of your hormone levels go too low and you just need a little bit more of them and your body has trouble making them. So we want to give your body special building blocks and special substances that it needs to boost those levels just a little. So boosting them just a little and balancing them and bringing your hormone levels in proper balance with each other, that is the key. Because there are women who go through all of menopause with no sleep issues. What is the deal with that? Are their hormone levels declining? Yes, they are. But if your hormone levels decline, like here's one hormone and here's another one, right? Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, if they decline and they stay even with each other, you don't have a lot of symptoms. But if they go like this, and they're out of balance with each other while they're declining, then you get a lot of symptoms. And there are a lot of things we can do to get those hormones balanced with each other, even while they're changing. The beautiful thing here is that your body is designed to keep the hormones in balance with each other while they change. Your body has thousands of built-in mechanisms designed to do just that, to make micro adjustments to constantly keep these hormone levels in balance with each other. And I want to show you some things that can help your body to do that much more efficiently, because sometimes when the hormones are changing so fast during menopause, the body can't keep up with changing them. So that is a great way. These are going to be ways to help your body adjust even if the changes are difficult during menopause. Okay, so where were we? Solution part 2, fixing the underlying imbalance. So helping your body bring your hormones in balance with each other and boost, oops, sorry, that might have sounded really bad. I hit my microphone. And boosting estrogen and progesterone levels, because those both help you sleep and they're both tending to drop during menopause. So first way to do this is the basic stuff, 1, 2, 3. Number 1 is hormone-balancing diet. And this makes a big difference. I spoke to someone on the phone just today who said that she had implemented my recommendations for eating and her insomnia and night sweats were gone. She had been doing it for just a few weeks, so I was thrilled to hear that. There are a lot of tips on a hormone balancing diet on my blog, but the basics are you want to avoid processed foods. Most processed foods are like kryptonite for your hormones. That hormone balancing mechanism that your body has built in, okay, well, the processed foods it's like throwing a wrench in the works. It's like kryptonite. It's like your body goes, that mechanism just gets completely discombobulated. So processed foods you want to avoid. You want to eat whole foods, real foods, and like refined sugar is a processed food, artificial flavor is a processed food, artificial preservatives is a processed food, artificial sweeteners, things like that. Alcohol and caffeine. I'm sorry to say this, but if you're really having trouble sleeping, I recommend taking a break from both of those. See if your sleep improves. Alcohol can help you fall asleep, but it usually consistently makes it harder to stay asleep and decreases the depth and quality of your sleep. And caffeine, even just a cup of coffee in the morning, for women who don't metabolize caffeine well, can actually keep you awake, 12 hours later at night. So if women are really having trouble sleeping, I say try taking a break till we get this under control from alcohol and caffeine. And then lots of veggies. Having a high enough percentage of vegetables in your diet keeps you cool, keeps you detoxing, keeps you from becoming inflamed and acidic and hot and irritated. So just a big enough percentage of vegetables, colorful veggies, dark leafy greens, fruit, plenty of that wonderful cooling food, and enough healthy fats. Don't shy away from healthy fats. They are very important for making hormones. So if your body's trying to make like a little bit more progesterone and estrogen, to kind of keep things in a good place, it needs healthy fats. Hormones are made out of fat, so you need some fats in your diet. So, so that is how to give your body the building blocks and the environment that it needs to balance hormones naturally. Another thing you can do to balance progesterone and cortisol to help with sleep is by de-stressing daily. We talked about trying breathing exercises before bed. So breathing exercises, meditation, exercise, being out in nature, putting your bare feet in the grass, singing, playing with your pets. These are all things that have been shown to be stress relieving. And it's about habit. It's about finding one of these things that you like and doing it every day. So as soon as you start to do it, all this sort of like habit stuff kicks in and your body goes, oh, it's time to relax. It's time to really shift out of stress mode into relaxation mode. If you do that regularly, it becomes so much easier to drop out of stress mode. You've got these great tools that are really effective. So I have to say that, as we get older, hopefully we're getting wiser and better at self-care, and we're getting more skillful about having stress management techniques that we have put the time into make really effective for us, so that we can use them as tools, because this will literally reduce your cortisol level. Cortisol is a hormone and it really affects progesterone. So if your cortisol your progesterone low, cortisol high, that's what tends to happen. Bringing your cortisol down, which you can do by managing stress, helps your body to increase progesterone, which helps you sleep. So de-stressing daily is really important. We talked earlier about specific supplements that are, if you're depleted, are going to make it so hard to sleep. The big ones are magnesium and vitamin D. So get those checked. Try taking those. Make sure you have enough of both of those. And that's all the basic stuff. That is the stuff that sets the stage for success and good sleep. And for a lot of women, that is enough right there. Maybe with some, a little melatonin on nights that are tough. For a lot of women, that's enough to help their body get sleeping again. But sometimes during menopause, things are just a little bit more out of control than that. And it's not enough. It's not doing the trick. And that's when you need what I say is the magic sauce, which to me is Chinese herbs. I love sharing herbs with women who can't sleep during menopause, especially if you're having trouble staying asleep, because Chinese medicine has herbs and formulas that are specifically for that. It's a completely different pattern than having trouble falling asleep. Now, some women also have trouble falling asleep, but more women have this special pattern where they might fall asleep just fine, but they have trouble staying asleep. Okay, so that is something that can very easily be due to the decreasing estrogen and progesterone that happens during menopause. And Chinese medicine has these solutions. They can help get rid of the heat that's waking you up at night. And Chinese medicine has this vision of sleep where what happens is your spirit, the part of your mind that's awake, okay, it leaves your head and it goes to this room located in your heart. I think of it like a living room, and there's like a couch in there, an easy chair, maybe a day bed. And if they are nice, if that room is well furnished and the couch is really comfortable and the walls are painted a pretty color and there's a nice, soft carpet on the floor, and it's just this place where when you get there, it's so easy to relax. You lie down, you're so comfortable, you don't want to move all night. Well, if that room is well furnished, it's easier for your awake spirit part of you to go into that room and relax all night and not move and not wake up. But the furniture in that room, that's like your estrogen and progesterone. That's the stuff that helps you stay asleep. So for some women, it's like, this moving van came and took all the furniture, and now your spirit's going into this room with no furniture, and you're like lying on the floor and you're propped up against the wall, and every hour you're creaky and your back hurts and you have a crick in your neck. It's not a comfortable place to relax, so it's really hard to stay asleep. And so in Chinese medicine, this is related to the heart watery essence especially. It's like that furniture in that room where your spirit goes at night. And there are specific formulas. There's one called Tianwan Bushendong, which is the basis of a lot of these types of formulas that help women stay asleep in the middle of the night. And if this is a menopausal issue, often combining that with some heavy-duty kidney tonics and some herbs to regulate and soothe the liver is an amazing solution for helping women stay asleep in the middle of the night, sleeping for longer stretches, sleeping more deeply. And I don't know of a lot of other types of sleep solutions that are so specific, that have things so specifically for staying asleep as opposed to just falling asleep or sleep in general. It's such a specific pattern in Chinese medicine. And one of the beautiful things is that by working on this particular pattern, it has a wonderful effect of helping to reduce the hot flashes and night sweats as well. So it's like a double whammy for helping you sleep better. And if you've been watching this video with me, and there's sorry, I'm not finished yet. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about herbs. Another pattern that can happen for men and women during menopause is stress becomes really high. Stress, anxiety, cortisol levels. When your progesterone decreases, this thing happens in your body. Progesterone is one of the things that created like a little cushion around your nerve endings. So when something stressful happened, there was a little cushion between the stressful thing happening and you experiencing it. And as we get older and hormones change, that cushiony coating around your nerve endings, it gets thinner. And so when stressful things and annoying people and bad drivers and bad news, happens, you feel it more. It hits you harder. And so you kind of have to have more deep breathing and a more strongly established calm base to be able to not let it affect you so much, to not let it throw you off balance. You'll find that like annoying people that 10 years ago you would have just like forgotten about in a minute or like laughed at, now they might really drive you nuts and you might really want to scream and fly off the handle at them. This is really common during menopause. I have a little comment here that I can't quite read. I'm gonna hop on the comments in a minute to make sure I haven't missed any for questions. So another thing that I love working with Chinese herbs, though, and acupuncture is great for this too, is as a stress management technique to help get stress, anxiety, and cortisol levels under control. There are adaptogenic herbs are known for being wonderful for helping the body handle stress better. So I love to include adaptogenic herbs like reishi mushroom, sometimes even American ginseng. There are so many different ones that are very safe and wonderful for stress management. So that's one way herbs can help manage stress. I mean, because you can meditate all day, and if your body is just not regulating stress hormones well, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I meditated, I felt no better. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you know what? I did some deep breathing and I feel so much better, because it's like that doorway is now open. You just have to walk through it. Whereas before you were walking around in circles because there were no doorways. You know, there were like, you just couldn't feel better by deep breathing all day. So it can really, really help. And in Chinese medicine, there's also your liver, which is responsible for irritability and anger and emotional ability and mood swings and all kinds of things. And so really working to keep your liver energy really happy with Chinese herbs. There are herbs that can increase blood and yin in the liver, and that can help relax the liver and free the flow of liver qi. Danzhi Xiaoyawan is a formula that I often use as part of a menopausal program for women to just make sure that the liver is supported. Of course, different people's liver needs different kind of support to make sure that it's happy, but that is something that, again, it can make it from like, no matter what I do, I can't not be angry, right? Or I can keep stress under control, to, okay, now if I put a little effort into it, I do a little meditation, I do a little deep breathing, I can relax. There's like a place that I can go where I actually feel relaxed, whereas before that just wasn't happening. So that's what I feel like Chinese herbs can do. They can furnish that room. They can open that door. They can create the possibility for your body to be relaxed and sleep well, so that when you put a little effort in, you know, a reasonable amount, 5-10 minutes, your body actually responds and goes into that relaxed place. And it can really be like the difference between night and day, like opening a door, like turning a key. So that is the special sauce as far as I'm concerned. And so again, check out the blog post that I posted on the comments below this video to learn your acupressure routine for sleep and download your free guide. And if you want to know more about like what herbs would be right for you during menopause, I have a page on my blog, on my website, Menopause Basics Herbs, and you can go there and you can set up a free call with me for 15 minutes and we can talk about if herbs might be right for you and how we could get you started. I'm trying to share Chinese herbs with more women during menopause because I see over and over again in my practice how amazingly helpful they are and how little of that help women are getting elsewhere. So I have started a little program where I provide custom chosen herbs to women in the United States. A little box comes at the beginning of each month and you can just add that to your routine. And so if you want to know more of that, like I said, let's hop on the phone and talk more about if it might be right for you. All right, I'm going to go take a peek at some comments here and see if there's any that I missed. Okay, there's one here. All right, I gotta move this thing. Oh, please say the name of that tonic again. Somebody asked. So I mentioned a few different ones. One was, let's see, get my little pink stripes back. So one was Tianwan Bushendan is a commonly used formula for staying asleep. Adaptogens help with stress management, and bupalrum-based formulas can help with the liver. And again, with herbs, I find that the thing about it is they're so helpful. And in Asia, women know a lot about using them. They know what to take. They know an herbalist. They know which of the 10 formulas used for menopause to take. But it's not quite a one-size-fits-all solution. I wish it was, because I would tell you what it was and everybody could just go do it. But when you get matched up with the right formulas for you, are you having more trouble with kidney insufficiency or heart insufficiency? How much of it is stress? How much of it is, other hormones? Like, there's just these little issues, and once you figure that out and you get matched up with the right balance of herbs with the right adaptogens for you, they work like a charm. And that's the beauty of, having something customized, because you could go out and you could take, one of these sort of like menopausal herbal formulas like black cohosh that people take, and it works for some women and not for others, because it is a good herb for menopause, but not all menopause is the same, right? Some women are super hot. Some are hot and really cold and they have no libido, right? So there's all these different versions of menopause, and just having a quick little catch up on, what are the right herbs for you, I really feel like it makes all the difference. And so if you want to know more about that, hop on a free call with me, and we can talk about maybe making that happen. Check out my Herbal Box program, because for menopause, for healthy aging, for slowing down aging, for long-term wellness, the types of adaptogenic herbs that I do, they have so many benefits. I just love sharing them. I love helping women spend just a little bit of time talking with me to figure out the right combination for them, and then making this really simple thing a part of their everyday routine, because it can turn the situation around so completely, with tons of secondary beneficial, effects. Like drugs have bad side effects, herbs have good side effects. So if you want to know more about herbs, this is, I want to share this information with you in a customized way. So feel free to hit me up for that. And all right, are there any other questions? Is there anything else that you guys want to know right now that I didn't talk about? And if you're watching the recording of this video, feel free to tag me in a comment or visit me in my Facebook group, Menopause Basics. I'm going to put that down here as well. You want to definitely join the Facebook group, because I will put it in the comments below this video, because I'm in there answering questions all the time. It's a great place to get a hold of me so that we can talk and I can answer your questions in case you're not here live with me today. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. It was so good to see you, Holly. It's been a while. Please don't hesitate to contact me or sign up for a free call or send me an email through my website if you have specific questions about herbs. I love talking about herbs. But the stuff that we talked about today, the good sleep habits and the basic diet and supplements, and drinking enough water, right? That sets the stage for the herbs to work really, really well. So I say, try that first. For some women, that's enough. If it's not, add in that extra boost with the herbs. And of course, the herbs have wonderful anti-aging and protective benefits as well. So you can add them in even if you're feeling pretty good, because you might be surprised at how much better you can actually feel. Younger, more energetic, more beautiful. Anyway, a lot of fun stuff to talk about there. I'm Dana LaVoie, and I am an acupuncturist and herbalist who helps women manage menopausal symptoms and stay healthy and happy and feeling great with natural remedies like diet and lifestyle and herbs. I have had a great time talking with you today, answering one of my most frequently asked questions, which is how to get more sleep during menopause. There is a lot more information like this on my blog, and I've put a link below where you can watch a free video to learn how to do a quick acupressure routine to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. And if you go watch that video, there's a link on that page where you can download my free acupressure guide. So you'll have it with you at bedtime to guide you through the routine and make it really easy. I would love to hear back about how that works out for you. Let me know if you try some of the essential oils that we talk about, if you want to talk more about herbs. And if you have questions, hit me up in my Facebook group, Menopause Basics. Thanks so much for being here today. I'm going to check back for more questions later, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Take it easy.